Hello flower pots, it's Sunday, it's time for me to service you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be joining me from. Where are you joining me from? Let me know in the comments. It is an absolute delight to have you here with me today. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is an absolute pleasure to be here with you. Would you mind if I just run and get my glass of water that I got ready and forgot to bring it with me? One momento. Here we are. I had to run and have a wee. Then I had to get my other phone to film on. And I forgot to bring my water. But we're all watered up now. Hope you're all keeping hydrated and wearing protection. The sun has been quite high in the sky. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you all may be watching me from. Your Aunty Nelly is in blue today and she doesn't know how to feel about it. Olivia said it looks absolutely beautiful. Instagram have said it looks absolutely beautiful. And yeah, I'm going to go with that. I'm not sure. It's not a colour that you'd often see me in. So I'm a little bit out of my comfort zone. But apart from that, how are we all doing? I have been okay, and I think being okay is good enough. I have had a complete detox from social media. I've not done much except look after myself. As you all know, I'm in therapy. And that's going a bit like a roller coaster of emotions. And I'm working on myself. And some days have been quite tough. But apart from that, we're doing okay. And I'm here to say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, flower pots. How are we all in the world? It is weekend. Who's making a Sunday roast? Who's on with a Sunday roast? What yam for your tea? Do you know what I realised the other day as well? I'm on Tinder and Bumble at the moment. And third message in is usually me asking the other person who I've matched with what they're having for the tea. I'm not sure if that is the reason. It's not a top, it's a dress. I'm wearing a dress. Look, it's a dress. Very good. Yeah, it's a dress. It's a long dress. I'm not sure if that's the reason why I get unmatched quite quickly. But yeah, third messaging, I've realised there's a pattern. So I'm like, hi, great to match with you. Where are you from? And then they'll say, I'm from Manchester. And I'll say, oh, lovely, yeah, it's only down the road. Oh, brilliant, where are you from? Oh, I live in Haslingden. And then they'll say something like, so, what do you do? And I'll go, oh, well, this is what I do. I own my own ladies' boutique and I write for a magazine. And then they'll say something like, oh, I'm a window cleaner or a contractor or I work in construction. And then, without fail, I'll go, what yam for your tea? What is wrong with me? Why can I answer the world's problems, but I don't know how to hold a computer? I don't know what else to say after that. I don't know where to go after. Where are you from? What do you do? What yam do you tea? Maria, kiss it. So if you do see me on Tinder and Bumble, it is me. Please don't report me because I keep getting banned and blocked and then it takes ages. Chrissy Holmes says you can see you've lost weight. Well, I have lost weight. I've lost 1.5 stone. I were on the scales on the 27th of May and I were 20 stone exactly. And I'm now 18 stone 7. 8 week, is it 8 week or something? What is it? It's 27th of May, June, July, 8 weeks later, I've lost 1.5 stone. So I've cut out sugar because sugar is the enemy for me. And I've once again started eating on little plates and I'm just chatting fucking shit, aren't I? I've got Sunday service to do. We've got Sunday service. I couldn't do night time with Nelly because even though the problems now are all thick and fast, so with plenty of night time with Nelly's to go for. But the reason I didn't do it is because me back. Oh, something happened to me back. So I had to start taking loads of fucking painkillers. Now we're absolutely away with fairies. So Yeah, you know, I've got them 2 slip discs and I had a cortisone injection last August. I might need a new one. So yeah, so I think when I do go on Tinder or Bumble in future, I'll stop asking for what they're having for the tea, because it makes me look like I can't communicate, and I can communicate because I came live at 12 o'clock and it's 5 minutes in and I've still not fucking shut my gob. So if anybody is watching Sunday service for the first time, what do? I get a load of dear Aunty Nellies into the page, they're all anonymous, and I read them out as you're hearing them for the first time. I don't know who's wrote in, what the dilemma might be, and any advice I give is purely for entertainment purposes. If anybody comments on your comments with prize, giveaway, gift, whatever, it's a scam, don't fall for it. So, shall we get going with the very first Sunday service of today, being the 25th of July, 2021. Let's get going. Dear Aunty Nelly, I lost my husband. Oh, God. Stephanie, I give you a twirl. You'll have to watch on I did a burp then, on catch up. I lost my husband, father and daughter in the last 3 years. Good God in heaven. My mother was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease in the last month of my daughter's life. She's no longer who she was. No, I know. And before this, I have never lost anyone close to me, and now I just feel grief that I never knew existed. So I guess my question is, how do I go on living? Oh, sweetheart. So in the last 3 years, you've lost your husband, your dad, and your daughter, and throw that in the mix of the month before your daughter passed, your mum was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's and vascular dementia, they call it the long goodbye, because that person's already gone, even though they're living. And the reason I know that is because my dad passed away with Alzheimer's and vascular dementia. He's been past 9 years now, and he was diagnosed when he was 16. He passed when he was 65. The stories I could tell you now are comical. At the time, it's absolutely heartbreaking. So I know exactly what you're feeling there, and I do a lot of charity work for Alzheimer's because it's a charity very close to my heart. Also, can I just say, you're asking me how you go on living. The grief you've been through is absolutely horrific. In my opinion, I don't think grief ever goes away, really. It sort of morphs and changes you as an individual. It depends how you're experiencing it, and to me it sounds like the grief from your husband passing, to your dad passing, to your daughter passing, it probably feels like you didn't get a minute to catch your breath, okay? So there's no answer or a cure, there's no fix to grief. It's just part of the circle of life, and unfortunately, everyone dies and everyone will lose somebody in their life that meant the world to them. Oh, everyone's going to experience the death of a loved one, and the important thing to remember is when you're feeling grief is to let it out, let that grief out. Don't squash those feelings deep down inside. Let the grief out. Should you need to see your general practitioner and get a little bit of bereavement counselling, that's okay, but don't push the feelings down deep inside. You know, these feelings, sometimes we do push them down because they're too painful to think of, but it will just delay. I mean, express your sadness, it's okay, and then we've got to learn to pick ourselves up. We've got to try and keep moving. We've got to try and keep living, because life and time waits for nobody. It just moves forward, doesn't it? And we've got to keep up that momentum. I mean, I no longer fear aging, because aging is a privilege denied to many. Do not think for one moment that you don't deserve to grieve. Everybody grieves in different ways. There's no right way to grieve. There's no wrong way to grieve. But if you feel that you're struggling and you've got all these questions on how do I keep living, see your general practitioner, go and see your doctor, get some bereavement counselling. I mean, all I'll say is, I look forward to the day that I will see my loved ones again. And whilst I'm here on God's green earth, I'm living my life for every day, and I'm living it twice as good. I'm living it always for them. And I take great comfort in the fact that even though I'm missing the visible presence, they are with me in spirit. They're with me all the time. So your question was, how do I go on living? You go on living because it's your right to. Those people who've passed would not want you not to live your life. Life is for the living and it's very precious. Get some bereavement counselling and just every single day live your life to the fullest as if it was your last. And that is the secret. And don't be looking at others thinking, well, she lost her husband and she's fine now. Grief comes in all different ways for all different people. There's no right way and no wrong way. I can see that Bronwyn Harrison is watching from Australia. My darling girl, I am sending you an abundance of love because you're having it tough right now. Okie dokie. Oh, God, can you imagine? I mean, the loss of a loved one is hard enough, but the loss of your husband, your dad, and then your daughter. And plus as well, your mum's got Alzheimer's. You need a little bit of respite care there. So make sure you've got lots of loved ones, support around you. Take the care and support that will be around you as a carer. Dear Aunty Nelly, my son has had a bad time at school these past few months. He's been on report for fighting. Oh, and they're now threatening exclusion. His behaviour is all because his father, my ex, keeps cancelling visiting. He cancels at the last minute, and I'm sure it has everything to do with that. I think the school need to know what is happening in his life and how much it's hurting him and making him angry. However, he totally refuses for me to go to school and speak to them. He says he doesn't want his teachers to know, and he doesn't want to feel like he's being picked out as it's none of their business. He absolutely idolises his dad, but he keeps letting him down. He's 14. What should I do? Have you spoke to your ex about this? Have you spoke to your flaky ex about this and said, listen, the fact that you walked out on me or whatever and we're no longer in a relationship, that's fine. But you still got a duty of care to our child, your son, who absolutely idolises you. And when you say you're coming on a Thursday at 6 o'clock and he stood at front door with his coat on and then you ring and say, I can't make it, he's absolutely devastated. And that causes him a load of unrest, a load of anger and upset. And therefore, his behaviour at school is he's getting into all these fights because he doesn't know how else to release that. He's feeling rejected. He's feeling neglected. So he's absolutely going into school and causing these issues. Bad behaviour breeds bad behaviour. So him not turning up for his son, every action has a reaction. So the fact that your ex can't rock up for your son's time with dad, his action then from that, his reaction is to be nasty in school because he wants to get his anger out. So I think it's possible here that you do need to speak to school. Absolutely. They can't deal with what they don't know. So they need to know where you're at in order to assist your child while he's in their care. They may be able to help offer some form of anger management, some kind of counselling. And, he does deserve to have those options available to him. And I'm sure they'd also make allowances for his behaviour, unless he's beat the other child to a pulp, which is completely wrong, and be supportive. Keep an eye on him. But you're the adult here, and when I speak to parents, I always have to remind them that they're the adult. You're the adult here. And he may say he doesn't want you to go into school, but he can't actually stop you because you're his parent and you've got to do what's right for him. You've got to parent him. And so I would go into school, I'd speak to your ex about it, but I'd also, please keep speaking to your son about it, because it sounds to me like he's got all these emotions, all this neglect and rejection and abandonment issues on the top of his hormones, which are probably going rife at the moment. He's 14. So I wish you the best of luck with that, but certainly do not think that you going into school is going to be a bad thing. I think it'd be a good thing. You know, if they know what they're working with, they can sort it, can't they? They can be supported, they can offer help where it may need to be given. And I'd certainly have that frank and honest conversation with your ex. And if your ex decides that he can't stick to certain days or he can't stick to certain times, then don't fucking say. Don't say you're coming at Thursday at 6 and don't fucking rock up. Don't bother, Flower, because I'm the one who has to pick up the pieces, and it's not fair. Dear Aunty Nelly. Oh, actually it says Dear Aunty Belly. Anyway. This may be trivial to you and your flower pots, but it's causing me so much unhappiness. Well, let's try and help you. My children take me for granted, but I don't know what to do about it. I'm ripping my hair out. I can't get them to do any housework. I just don't have the time to do it all. I'm a single mum and work full time. When I ask, it just leads to endless arguments, and by just getting them to do something means that it's not done correctly. It's done so bad that I have to do it again anyway. It all sounds very nice asking them to help, but it's not. They just make a mess. I just wish I could make them do these things in the first place without a battle. How do I do this? Please help. It's difficult, isn't it, when you ask a child to tidy the bedroom, or you ask a child to wash up after tea, and you're looking and you're thinking, fuck's sake, they're not even rinsing plates. You've got to let them do it, and you've got to let them do it in the mess that they do it in, and you've got to give them that trust. If you don't trust them to do it, don't ask them, because that's going to cause endless arguments. But you've got to start giving them reasons to wanting to help around the house. So if you can't afford to be giving Spence, so like Olivia, when she lived at home, she had jobs to do in the house, and if she did those jobs, she got a bit of Spence. So it's like going to work. You go to work and you get a little bit of a wage. If she didn't do the jobs, then she didn't get her Spence. That's what I did with my child. But if you can't do that, how about other things? So like, listen, if you wash up every day this week, then I'll let you stay up till 11 o'clock on Friday, or I'll let you have 2 more hours on your Xbox, or I'll let you have a friend sleepover. So we've got to sort of reward behaviour, good behaviour. So how can you reward that behaviour? But also, I think at the end of the day, if these children of yours are not willing to lift a finger, you're a single mum, you're working full time, you're running a house, and I think you said you've got 3 teenage kids, unplug the Wi-Fi. Make it difficult for them, because whilst you're spending time, you've no downtime. So you're doing all this and running yourself stupid, then why should they have any downtime? Their downtime, they don't realise that social media, that Wi-Fi, whatever, costs money to have there in the first place. So we've got to reward good behaviour. Bad behaviour we do not reward. So maybe you've got to put your foot down a bit more. You've got to stick to your own rules. You've got to have a timetable in place. Children need to understand a timetable. They work best around a timetable. It does them best. It's what life is. I'm not saying that we've all got to conform, but there are things that are expected from us. So you have to expect them to do certain things to get certain things. So explain it that way to them. Also, trust them. You've got to trust them. Through gritted teeth, if you've asked them to vacuum and it's not to your standards, let it fucking go. Does it really matter if there's still bits on carpet or on floor? No. You've asked them to do it. The more they do it, the better they'll get at it. Grit your teeth, let them do it. It doesn't matter. Also, go on strike. If they're then looking for, where's my jeans, I'm going out on Saturday bowling. Oh, well, did you not do your washing? No, because I've done mine, because I'm responsible for my stuff, and I haven't got time to do your stuff too unless you help me. So you could stop doing certain things for them. I'm not saying stop feeding them or give them a warm roof over the head or a safe home to live in, but there's certain things that they don't need to have, you know what I mean? So little short, sharp shocks like that make them think, oh, hang on a minute, yeah, maybe I do need to help with the washing because it benefits me. So little things like that. We had chores to do, and it didn't do us any harm. Olivia had chores to do, and it hasn't done her any harm. So don't be afraid of explaining why that help is going to be beneficial for the whole household. You're not doing it because you're an ogre, you're not Miss Hannigan, you know, you're doing it because you need some assistance in the home. And the more help you get with the chores will give you more quality time as a family. Surely, you can sell that, surely. Moving on. Did somebody on there just say that I look like I've got skid marks in my knickers? Because I got a message on my Instagram a few days ago from an unknown user account, and do you know what they said? They put that, Aunty Nelly, you look like you smell of cheese. That was the message. It was just that, and then they deleted, so I couldn't reply. Not that I would have replied, but if somebody's saying I look like I've got skid marks in my knickers, thank you. I haven't. I might have when I go to the toilet. I've not checked, but last time I went for a wee at 11:59, there were no skidders. Do I really look like I smell of cheese? And if I do smell of cheese, what kind of cheese? Would it be like a mozzarella or a mature cheddar? I mean, I don't know what I smell of, but I've never had a complaint on how I smell. I'm always told I smell lovely. But, yeah. I have no sense of smell, so I don't know if they smell of cheese. But apparently I look like a smell of cheese. So I'm thinking maybe it was Philadelphia or mozzarella. I'm thinking that rather than a blue cheese, which I do love to eat. But no longer. I'm back on my plant-based diet, back to veganism, because it's just so good for me. My body reacts so well with a vegan diet, because I went vegan because I can't have milk and I can't have eggs and I can't have this and I can't fucking have that. So I went vegan, followed a plant-based diet, and it is so beneficial for me health-wise, and I'm doing a bit for the planet in the meantime. Dear Aunty Nelly, my ex-boyfriend left me as soon as our baby was born. Oh. He visits now and again, but he hated her crying, and she always cried when he held her, because he hardly ever did it, and he just wouldn't learn how to do it properly. He wouldn't get involved with anything of parenting, like feeding her or changing nappies, and after a time, he just simply stopped coming. Nice. He's never paid a penny towards our daughter, and last year I heard he got married and he now has a little boy. Christ. A couple of friends of mine who have seen him in a pub said that they heard him saying he was going to get my daughter, who is now 5, and bring her up with his new wife. Can he do this because he's now married and I'm not? I'm single and I don't work. Can he take my child? Oh my God. Oh, sweetheart. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nobody can take your child. Nobody can take custody of your child. I'm having hot sweat. I should have brought my fan as well. Nobody can take your little girl unless she's in an unsafe environment and you're not actually being a good mum to that child and she's in danger. Just because your ex is married now and you're not doesn't mean to say that he has right to your daughter. He's not seen her for 5 years. The courts will always keep the child with its mother. Always. If everything is okay. If everything's not okay, then obviously social services step in and they have a look at why things are not okay. But it sounds to me like you've got a lovely 5-year-old little girl who you've brought up for 5 years on your own, and you're paying towards the upkeep of your daughter. You were there for the sleepless nights and the nappy changing and bath time and bottle time and story time. You know, you've done that. He cannot just come in 5 years years later and take your little girl away. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. The only time that your little girl will get took away from you if you can know you're not responsible parent, you're not looking after your daughter, she's not being fed, she's being left alone. You know, you're using illegal drugs that mean that you're not able to care for your child. You can't do that. He can't fuck off, get married, have a little boy and then think, oh, well, I'll go and get the girl that I had 5 years ago and then that's it, job done. Nobody can take your daughter away. I do not want you to sit there and worry because he's now married that makes it okay. Absolutely not, my darling girl. Do not give it a second thought. And if letters come through the post and he does want to see your child, then yeah, it's his child too, absolutely. But where's he been for 5 years? Where has he been for 5 years? And if he does want to start going and getting some sort of access to your child, then you make sure that it's done in a place where your child feels comfortable, you're there too, and he starts to get to know your daughter. Your daughter has a right to know who her dad is and her now extended family, such as her stepbrother, half-brother, sorry, and the dad has a right to see his daughter, but make sure it's done in a safe environment and that you're present for that. But don't be sleeping, well, not sleeping at night thinking he's going to come in and sweep in and take your daughter. It doesn't work like that. So I hope that's answered your question, because it just doesn't. If my 5-year-old daughter were going seeing her dad, who would be a stranger, I'd want supervised visits just to make sure that everything's okay. You know, I'd want supervised visits for quite some time until I felt comfortable leaving my child in his care. Regardless of his being the dad, he's a stranger. He doesn't know anything about your daughter. So you've got to it's your job to protect your daughter and make sure she's always safe. So you've every right to do that should that crop up. And it may have just been a bit of chat in a pub, and it sounds to me like he's a bit of a flake and possibly not. Dear Aunty Nelly, I started a new job 8 months ago. In that time I have worked closely with my boss. Oh, I really like her and she is friendly, funny and smart. We have a lot in common. I am terrible though at telling if she likes me or not. I know she is single, but I don't know if she likes me that way or not. As it's a working relationship, I don't want to ruin that either. Oh, right, he doesn't want to ruin the working relationship or a friendship relationship. I'm in my early 30s and so is she. Any suggestions on what to do or how to know if she likes me or not? Thanks. Can I just go and get my fan? I'll be 1 minute. I won't even be a minute. 10 seconds, hang on. Woo! These menopausal hormones, they never stop, do they? Lots of steam. Can you still hear me? Oh. Do you remember that white fan I bought? Well, I bought it in different colours now and they're all around ice, but whoo! Right, some workplaces, you're not allowed to have relationships in the workplaces. Hello, good afternoon. I always do that. Don't matter how old you are, if you don't do that, are you even living your life? Are you living your best life if you don't try and talk like a robot? Right, okay. So, right, are you allowed relationships in your workplace? Because a lot of workplaces I know, you're not allowed to have a relationship. Oh, yes, I am wearing a dress. I am wearing a dress. Not sure on the colour, but apparently it's looking lovely. But yes, it's a dress. Do you want to see it? There you go. I'm wearing a frock. Wearing a lovely frock. You can wear it like that if you want, or you can wear it up. It's up to you. And it's got a little tie there, like that, and it's like that at the back. And it goes down to my ankles. It's a maxi Bordeaux flowery frock. Right, so are you even allowed to have relationships in your workplace? Because a lot of places won't let you go out with people. 8 months ago, you really like her, she's friendly, funny and smart. You're frightened because you want to know firstly, does she actually like you? I don't know. I'm friendly with people I meet. don't mean to say I want to go out with him. So how can you gauge that? I mean, have you got common interests? Is there a case of like, you know, certain concerts she likes, theatre dates, or, oh, I like the ballet, oh, I like the ballet, maybe we should go sometime. So I think, say she likes sushi and you like sushi, oh, I love sushi, oh, I do. There's a sushi bar down the road, if you ever want to go, let me know. So something quite friendly and quite flippant will get you the actual gauge of whether she may say something like, oh, right, yeah, that sounds lovely, and never mention it again, which means I didn't know what to say, but I'm letting you down nicely. Or, oh, God, yeah, I'd love to do that. Let me know when you're free. Shall we put a date in the diary? So if she likes you and you like her, and there's an opening for a possible date, then she's going to want to say yes. So find out what she likes, what do you like, what have you got a common interest, and just flippantly say, oh, Whitney Houston's playing on Thursday, I've got 2 tickets, and oh, you like her, do you fancy it? Something like that. Whitney Houston won't be playing on Thursday. I actually still have not made peace with the fact that Whitney Houston is no longer, just that she's no longer. I don't know in my lifetime if we'll ever have another voice like that. I do miss Whitney Houston. Good God. When I was a little girl, I grew up listening to Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston is just, yeah. I mean, that's not saying that I don't miss Amy Winehouse. I mean, I don't think we'll ever have another voice like that either in my lifetime. But yeah, Whitney Houston, can you imagine if she were playing on Thursday and we were going, wow. Anyway, yeah, so just do something like that. Just, yeah, Nathan Blingle says I miss Whitney too. I think we all do. I think we all do. It's just incredibly sad. It's incredibly sad. Sad. It's so sad. Because I can't keep talking about it because I'll cry, but she had so much more to give. But then again, her music is timeless. It's timeless, isn't it? You don't feel like you're listening to stuff that's like, I don't know. Yeah, Whitney Houston. And then her gorgeous girl, Christina, a couple of years later, died the exact same way. It's just incredibly sad. And we'll never know what else Amy Winehouse could have given us, but believe fucking me, she gave us some incredible music to keep us going, didn't she? And don't even get me on the subject of George Michael. Don't. Because we're not crying today. We're not doing it today. Yeah. God bless them all in them skies. I know the heavens sound a lot sweeter, don't they, with them there? Absolutely. Dear Aunty Nelly, I'm a 20-year-old girl. I'm a single mum to a 2-year-old. I was seeing a guy different to my daughter's dad for just over a year, and I found out I was pregnant in September. Oh, fucking hell, what we in now? This must have been last September. Oh, I'm a bit late to the party. I told him and he told me to get ready and said I didn't deserve to be the mother of his child. Nice, okay. He has a 3-year-old himself from a previous relationship, but he's never seen him. So it's not wrong in his eyes, the fact that, what? But previous relationship, however, he's never seen him, and he never wanted to be in a relationship with me because he was also sleeping with 4 other girls, so we were never a couple. Oh, yeah, okay, woo! 20-year-old girl, already a single mum to a 2-year-old, got pregnant last year, ended up probably having her baby by now because it was last September that she wrote in, and with somebody that obviously don't look after the child he's already got, so never thought that you were in a relationship with him anyway, and said you don't deserve to be the mother of his child. Well, he needs to fucking put something on the fucking end of it, because he's left, right and middle, shagging left, right and middle, And if you play with fire, you sometimes get burnt. So if you think that the person that you fucking don't deserve to be a parent to your offspring, don't fuck it. It's as simple as that. The fuck's going on here? All girls out there, take your own precaution. If you're not ready to have a baby, take your own precaution. And then if you do get pregnant, because people do, and you decide that you're going down the road of, yeah, I'm going to raise this baby, you can be a successful, independent parent like I am. I never liked the term single mum. I always like independent parent. Don't get me wrong, Olivia's dad, fantastic father who left me, not Olivia. And he was a fantastic father, but I was still an independent parent. And there's lots of independent parents out there, and we can do this, and we don't need to get hung up on people that think fuck all about us. If he doesn't think you were good enough for his child, then you're not good enough to be his girlfriend or his wife. Why have feelings for him? Why even bother wasting any energy on what I call a 5-star fucking fuckboy? He needs to fuck off to the land of Kingdom Cunt with the rest of the fuckboys, and you need to crack on being the absolutely wonderful, independent parent that you are. And we need to give the fuckboys a wide berth, don't we? I mean, who says that? Who says you don't deserve to be... What did he say? You don't deserve to be a mother to my child. Who the fuck does he think he is? Fuck off. Dear Aunty Nelly, basically my family have made me choose between them and my boyfriend. They are not happy that I'm seeing this boy who is not part of my religion. I've had to see him in secret for a year now, and they've now found out, and I am being told once again to choose. Am I wrong for following my heart and choosing my boyfriend? Absolutely not wrong for following your heart, no, but absolutely wrong for keeping a secret. I don't like secrets, and I know that you probably kept it a secret for keeping face to your family and not hurting your family, but where is the communication here? Where is that I'm not willing to choose and please parents of mine, regardless of my religion, love is love, and we can go out with people who are different religions to us, different creeds to us, different races, different genders. We can. It's the world we live in. And your parents have to understand that we're in 2021 and these things happen. And you're in love with somebody. You've obviously then been in love with him a further year, so something's working. Don't your parents want you happy? Is there not a way that you can sit down together and have a proper adult communication about your relationship and see what their actual issues are, rather than them saying it's him or us and you going, oh, all right, then it's you, but really then it's him behind closed doors. The anxiety you must be feeling by living this lie in secret must be through the roof. I wouldn't want my daughters to go through that. So I'm sure as parents, they wouldn't want to put you in that position. And if they are putting you in that position, then why? Why are they putting you in that position? And what can we do about it? What sort of common ground can we have about it? So you should be able to love absolutely whoever you want, as long as they are bringing you love back. I can understand parents being against relationships that are toxic, relationships where you see your child in pain or being abused or being mugged off or being used. I can understand that, but I can't understand your parents making you choose because they're not the same religion as you, because it shouldn't matter what religion you are. Whatever religion you follow, should it not instill into you that we do good, we get good? You know, my religion, I'm agnostic. Unless my mum asks. If my mum were here now, I'd be saying I'm a Roman Catholic, otherwise I get battered. But yeah, she'd take me down to St Mary's and throw holy water on me and put me in confession box, and then it'd probably fucking set on fire. But yeah, I'm agnostic, therefore to me, I don't question any religion. You crack on, flower, and you do you. As long as your religion doesn't tell you to abuse children or hurt animals, I'm all for it. You fucking crack on. You do you. I'm not bothered about religion. If I was to meet a Muslim man or a Hindu man or whatever, it doesn't matter to me. I love learning about cultures. I love learning about traditions and religions. But it certainly wouldn't mind my judgment on the religion of a boyfriend in my daughter's life, as long as it's not something that's, you know, going to cause any issue or any problem to my daughter. So have that sit down and say, what is the problem? I don't know what religion you're talking about here. And sometimes there's a lot of myths around a lot of religions. There's a lot of myths. And maybe you need to have, you know, you need to educate them. Maybe you're a Christian and he's Muslim. Maybe it's that. And they've got all these weird and wonderful ideas of the Muslim religion that are not true. It's because your next door neighbour said, oh, they learnt it once on Facebook. So it's about educating people around you, okay? I mean, I absolutely love, if I had a religion, I'd probably be a Hindu, because it's very much on spirituality and karma. And I just think the way they live is wonderful. But I also don't have a religion. I don't choose to live my life through a religion. I just choose to do good. Whatever the universe is displaying to me, I do the best of it that I can with it. And I always give love and give good and send out good vibes. And hopefully they'll come back. So do good, you get good. And if something happens in your life where you're having a tough time and you're not getting good, then make the best of it. Make the best of it. Look at how you react to that. So I don't think religion to me is a big thing. I think it's how we live our life, and it doesn't matter what religion you are. Just be good and do good and help others. And you know, never judge. Because you know, you don't know what it took that person that day to get out of bed. You don't know why that person's wearing a certain outfit. That's all they might be able to afford. You don't know why that girl's got that funny cardigan on. It might just give her peace and comfort. It might be a grandma's. I mean, these are just examples that I'm using. But, you know, I'm very big into karma. Me, you do good, you get good. And if you can go to bed at the end of the day and know that you've helped who you can, and you've been mindful, and you haven't judged and you've helped, then you've had a good day. And you don't need a religion to teach you that. Being a good person, you don't need to follow a religion. Just try not to be a cunt at the end of the day. That's the religion I follow. Just don't be a cunt. Dear Aunty Nelly, what do you say about a woman who cannot be alone? And every time she runs back to an ex-lover. That's all it says. That is the question. It doesn't say anything else. Okay, so some people, regardless of gender, cannot be on their own. They have to be in a relationship. They don't feel like that they're living the full life, or they're full if they're not part of another person. So they have to have that validation from being with somebody. Some people feel quite lonely. Maybe they've got rejection, abandonment, neglect issues from being a child. And the only way that they think they can strive and survive is by being part of a couple. Some people are not confident on their own. Some people get their affirmation from the partner. It depends on the person. So it's not for me to say why or what. It's not for me to say about people who can't be on their own. The fact is, if I had a friend who could not be on their own and they were jumping from relationship to relationship to relationship, I would not tell them, but I would ask them what the issue was, and, you know, are they ever actually dealing with relationship breakups? Are they actually healing from things that have not served them? Are they jumping in with 2 feet too quick? You know, there's a lot to be said by being on your own. There's a lot to be said. If I'm on my own for the rest of my life, whatever life many years I've left in me, I'm fine. I'm okay. It's okay because I'm happy with me. I'm not for everybody, and that's okay. But I would never just jump into a relationship, or I would never go back to an ex. I mean, going back to an ex is like shoving shit up your ass after you've put it in toilet. I don't think anyone should ever go back to an ex, especially a toxic ex. Think about having a shit on toilet and then putting your hand in the toilet and trying to shove that shit back up your ass. That's what going back to an ex is like. They're an ex for a fucking reason. Off your foot, flower. Not for me. But yeah, when you come out of a relationship, I think you need to, no matter what the relationship was like, whether it were good, bad, whatever, you were in love, you weren't in love, I think you've got to, Vicky Coleman, my angel girl, good afternoon, Sticky Vicky, are you okay? Yeah, I think what you've got to think is, have I given myself enough time to enjoy being me for a bit? Because relationships change us. You know, the way we love somebody, the way we've been loved changes us. And it's nice to be on your own for a little bit, isn't it? Isn't it nice to just be on your own for a little bit and find out what you've missed out on, you know, watching Netflix, have your remote control to yourself, fart all night if you want, do your burps. You know what I mean? Not be on your best behaviour all the time. Maybe dip your toes in a bit of one night stands. There's lots that can be done when you're single because you're single. And having fun as you and finding you and not letting your past relationship still be part of you, so you're not taking any baggage into your next relationship. So you're starting with a clean canvas every time. Because I don't care what you say, I think that every relationship, it does, you know, we sort of like morph into their likes or their dislikes, or we start doing things that are not habitual to us. So, you know, you may not have even ever liked cricket, but you end up having to watch cricket or things like that. Just be you, do you. But that doesn't mean to say that you shouldn't have relationships or jump from one to another, because that might be the right thing for you. But still work on you and make sure that we're not also jumping into relationships where we're making our current partners pay for somebody else's wrongs. Because I always get agony aunt letters where there's no trust. And the reason there's no trust in this relationship is because they haven't dealt with the hurt from the last relationship. So they're making the new partner pay for what the last partner didn't get to pay for because it ended. So I think that's very important as well. There. That's been today's Sunday service. Have you enjoyed it? Because I certainly fucking have. I love servicing you lot on a Sunday. I love it. So what we're doing with the rest of the day, let me know in the comments. If you're watching on catch up, you're watching on replay, let me know. If any scammers are on this page and they're telling you there's a gift, there's a prize, there's a free giveaway, it's a scam. Don't fall for it. Block them and report it. And I will definitely see you on Wednesday night for a bit of night time with Nelly. In the meantime, whatever you do, be good to each other, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, flower pots.